We've come in late today, but I promise you, we are going to do 5 stories, guys, and we might go live. So guys, how are you and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal gaffer, has gone ahead and confirmed more signings. He has also confirmed that more players are going to leave the club of Arsenal. So you now know what it's going to be like at Arsenal in the next 2 or 4 weeks to come. So we are talking Reiss Nelson, who has gone ahead to obviously get an injury. It's a huge injury blow, but there is green light at the end of the tunnel as far as his injury is concerned. And lastly, Okonkwo, one of the rated young goalkeepers. He has been the goalkeeper for the under-16 English national team, 18, and he has finally gotten something from the board of Arsenal, and it's all about a permanent sale, and Arsenal willing to cash in for the young rated goalkeeper. So let's see, close to 400 likes, smash on this video, and let's not forget to obviously subscribe to this channel so that as we hit 20,000 subscribers, guys, because I believe that we can really hit that number. And we've not yet even hit 16,000, but I hope you guys are really going to offer more and more work in. So let's do that, and we thank God for the gift of life. For the Muslims, we thank Allah for the protection, and Barakallahu fikum. Not so? Now, where should we start it from? Now, let's start it off from John Crossmira, who went ahead and obviously broke the story, and we are going to see what Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to ad-lib onto this trending story all over the world. John Crossmira, he's a chief football reporter, author, chair for the Football Writers Association. He has gone ahead and confirmed to us that it's clear that Arsenal's transfer business is not finished yet, despite the £210 million outlay. They are still in the market for a new right-sided forward as they look to bolster their squad. Now, everyone will ask himself, after spending £210 million, does Arsenal still has the financial muscle to stretch further and a little bit more? I think for everyone who really watched my video that I really did about Moise Caicedo to Arsenal, I gave you the best explanation. I told you Arsenal still has the financial muscle to stretch and obviously even land a player or another player at a cost of £100 million, because they have lots of players that they are willing to sell to get in more money. Now, Mikel Arteta, when he was in Germany, he came out and really said the following about the transfer business of Arsenal. So he said the following: we've been pretty busy, a lot of renewals as well as bringing Kai, Rice and Timber. Let's see how we can improve the squad. We are working on them, and when we have something to announce, we will. There is still a lot of things to do. So it shows you that he hinted onto working a lot of deals, and when there is something, he'll go ahead and obviously announce it. And obviously, they announced Julian Timber, they announced Declan Rice, and now Thomas Partey looks like he's gonna leave the club of Arsenal. Now today, while in Washington, as they prepare to play the game of MLS All-Stars, he has been asked on more signings at Arsenal. He said, we will be alert. There is a lot of time still in the market. We will have to see how things develop in the next couple of weeks. There is still time to do things for exits as well. Now, he has gone ahead and said Arsenal is going to be alert. And this has been via Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal is going to be alert on the transfer. And if you hear Arsenal being alert, you know what it means. Arsenal is a team that has gone ahead to all the time not disappoint ever since Mikel Arteta came in through. If I'm to tell you that the time or the weeks that Arsenal have gone ahead to take to see it that they get these deals over the line, I think they've gone ahead to do 3 deals in a space of 1 month. I remember the first bid of Declan Rice went in through, I think, on the 23rd or 24th of July. That is meaning that they bidded for Declan Rice, they bidded for Kai Havertz, they bidded for Julian Timber at the same time, meaning that Arsenal has shown us that they can do a multitude of deals in a nick of time. That is it. So that exactly comes out into a perfect, that really makes perfect sense for a player of Arsenal, or when a fan of Arsenal, when he hears Mikel Arteta saying that we are going to be alert, meaning that being on alert is all about knowing exactly whether the player they want is on market, and there are very many others that they will still looking out for that he want to sign. Moise Caicedo is one of those that maybe Arteta will be willing to go ahead and sign if at all Chelsea fail to land that deal, because it looks like he's one of those players that Chelsea are not willing to pay £100 million for. And I told you yesterday, if Arsenal sells Thomas Partey and so on and so forth, they can raise close to £170 million, meaning that they can easily spend £100 million onto Moise Caicedo. And the beauty of Moise Caicedo coming in through at Arsenal obviously just makes that midfield strong and stronger. So when you look at the incomings that Mikel Arteta might be looking at, Moise Caicedo, there is João Cancelo, there is a right-sided forward, and very many others that have gone ahead to be put up on the list. But don't even forget to talk about the exits, because the exit list looks like it's really huge. When you talk about Thomas Partey, that's why he was left in London. I think he wants out. Al Hilal is pushing to sign the player. Arsenal want £45 million. Al Hilal wants to offer £30 million, but they're still clinging onto their price. And Thomas Partey is overjoyed with the amount of money Al Hilal is getting him. That is £400,000 a week. And remember, he turned into a Muslim, that is last summer. That is Thomas Partey, meaning that he's going to a Muslim country, and they would love to be having Muslim celebrities down there who have gone ahead to make it elsewhere in the world of football. And getting into Thomas Partey will be something great for Al Hilal, because he's been playing the Premier League, and I think he will eye catch some of the fans to watch the Saudi League. And in Africa, even especially his home country, Ghana, they would love to see their icon really play football that side. Now, after that, there is other players that we expect to leave: Cedric Soares, Kian Tierney, Rob Holding, who else? Nicola Pepe, Albert Sambilo Konga, Florian Balogun, meaning that Arsenal have a list of close to 7 players that are supposed to exit. And that's why Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to talk about those players they need to really see exit the side of Arsenal. And I think he has failed to convince Thomas Partey. That's why they never traveled with him to USA, Washington, and it's really going to be a different feel altogether, because Arteta now needs to get in a replacement for Thomas Partey. We can say that Xhaka is a replacement. Sorry, Reiss is a replacement for Granit Xhaka. Now they need to get a replacement for Thomas Partey. For Thomas Partey really leaves, but all signals are indicating that Thomas Partey is going to leave the club of Arsenal. Kai Havertz is another one that's going to be brought in through. Obviously, it's an addition and strengthen the team, because offers something different that none of the Arsenal players available right now can offer to that club. So that is it coming in from Mikel Arteta. He has confirmed more signings, and we wait and see whether those signings are going to come in imminent or Arsenal are going to first sell. But to my own understanding, I think Arsenal will have to first sell, get in money, and obviously spend much more as expected. Now, after that, let's go to the big story that has gone ahead to obviously shock Arsenal fans and make them feel bad today. Chris Whitley, he was formerly an Arsenal correspondent for the Football London, and now works for what we call Natwal Pub. He's a football editor and writer. A confirmation: Reiss Nelson has been ruled out for 2 weeks with a minor toe injury sustained during Arsenal's training camp in Germany. Nelson required stitches on injury. However, there is optimism he will return for the Emirates Cup against Monaco on the August 2nd. Now, obviously, if you've seen Reiss Nelson play, you know he's a very good player. There is a very good player in him. But if you're not always available, then it's always shocking, because you are planning to take over Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, who play on that side. Emile Smith-Rowe is coming into the mix, and now you get a toe injury. That is really what we call a red flag in the career of Reiss Nelson. Amidst him having renewed his contract, he wants to play regularly. At the age of 23, he has the potential to obviously do the needful and obviously outcompete the likes of Gabriel Martinelli. But how will you outcompete players who almost keep 90% of the season fit, and for you, you are just half of the season fit, meaning that every time you feel like you've gone ahead to pick up, then you get an injury. Having played some beautiful game down in Germany against Nuremberg, he has found himself injured and is out for 2 weeks. That is something that he needs to work upon, and obviously find the reason as to why he's always injured regularly as a player of Arsenal. Because if you're Reiss Nelson, you will ask yourself what really causes these injuries. Because if I'm to go here, Reiss Nelson injury history, let me read it to you. Because even last season he was supposed to go on loan and he didn't because of the injury that he really got. Now, he had a thigh problem in December 2022 and he spent 52 days out. You understand? Now, he had a thigh problem on August 2022 and he was out for 56 days and returned on October 3rd. And October 8th, that's when he got injured, and Arsenal were really planning to see him obviously loaned, and he found himself in a situation of obviously getting an injury, and he spent 56 days out, and now he has gone ahead to spend some 2 weeks out. That is really a red flag to the career of this young man, because with what he really put up on the field of play, though I don't believe that he's the kind of player that Arsenal need to resonate with, and obviously believe that when we keep Reiss Nelson, it will keep us in an ilk of really competing for the league, because they are only keeping him for the reasons of the homegrown players. I believe there is another side of him that has to come out and fight. You never know. You never say never in the game of football. You know, no one ever saw Bukayo Saka displacing Nicolas Pepe, a 73 million pound purchased player from Lille. But Bukayo Saka came in through and really took him off, and he was even disposed of the team and loaned. You never know what can happen if at all Reiss Nelson keeps himself fit when he faces it off with other teams next season. So it that he really gets over Martinelli, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Leandro Trossard. So we wait and see how that happens. But he's going to be available when Arsenal is playing Monaco at the Emirates Stadium, meaning that it's all great. But he's one of those players they're going to have to travel with to America, and it shows you that there is a reason as to why Thomas Partey was left. Not injured, but has not been traveled with to the side of America. So we leave that at that. That is a player called Reiss Nelson, and is out for 2 weeks. Now, exclusive coming in from Fabrizio Romano. He has told us that it has been agreed that talented goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo, 21 years of age, can leave Arsenal on a permanent deal this summer. His contract expires next summer. After Sturm Graz's loan last season, Okonkwo is now subjected of interest from clubs in England and across Europe. So, who is Okonkwo? Okonkwo is a goalkeeper that Arsenal signed when he was still a young player, and they signed him from Linders Park in 2009. Now, till now, he's still an Arsenal player, and he was loaned to Sturm Graz, obviously, and he made 15 appearances. That is the goalkeeper. So he's just 21 years of age, almost 2 meters long, and he's one of those that Arsenal feel like they want to cash in and obviously make some good money. As Mikel Arteta talked about exits in our first set of videos or tweets that we showed you on this channel, means that even Okonkwo is one of those that they can get some like £5 million from the player, meaning that Arsenal still have a wide range of players to sell and obviously get some money out of them. So we wait and see how that deal of Okonkwo goes. But I first saw him when Arsenal were playing into that COVID pre-season. I think they went to Scotland and Okonkwo was one in goal, and he looked good, but he considered a stupid goal. But Arsenal have gone ahead to groom him and obviously respect the lad. So he's one of those people that have gone ahead to come in through, and obviously Arsenal believe he cannot go ahead of Karl Hein, Matt Turner, and Aaron Ramsdale. So he cannot really beat them in competition. And if I told you are the best, if I told you wish them the best as Arsenal, what you have to do is simple: buy him with either a buyback clause or a resale clause. What is a resale clause? If I told the team you're going to have to sell him Two is selling him to another club. Maybe you can put in a 30% resale clause. And if at all Arsenal really wants him back, you can put there a fixed fee to see to it that you sign this player. And these things are so much common. You saw Lavia when he was signed by Southampton from Man City. They said if Man City ever wants to come in through in 2024, they'll have to come out and obviously pay some good amount of money, and that is close to how much? It was close to how much? 45 million pounds. So I think they can also indicate that buy back clause in to see to it that they really get the player back to them. But I think it's some good business being done by Arsenal. They've gone these players on the cheap, and they're trying to get some huge monies out of them. I've seen them do it with Brazilian players, and I think they're going to be making some good amount of money. You saw for Marquinhos, Arsenal got him for 3 million pounds, but at the end of it all, Arsenal will end up getting close to 30 or 40 million pounds for Marquinhos. When you look at Okonkwo, they're also going to get some good amount of money from him, and that is profit. Look at Pablo Mari. They bought him at only 800,000 pounds from a Brazilian side. I'm going to hate to make a profit of 5.2 million pounds because they've gotten 6 million pounds from Monza. So guys, your thoughts on Arteta confirming more Arsenal signings and more exits are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Reiss Nelson's injury? Do you think he can obviously compete with Martinelli if at all he doesn't really improve his injury record? And lastly, what do you make about the Okonkwo sell decision made by the board of Arsenal? I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Ciao, ciao.